something that I have learned over the years with personal experience, with good friends. As we get older, we start thinking about who's going to take care of us. I don't want that to be my children. I don't want to burden my kids when and if I come down with some kind of a debilitating ailment like Alzheimer's or whatever. So Lyn Rowe, CFP, joining us in studio again. Lyn, you did such a great job last week. We brought you back for more punishment.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, so you texted me the other day and said one of the things we need to talk about are the perils of procrastination.
That's correct.
Plum will tell you that I procrastinated this decision for about 8 years.
I know, I nagged you the last 4 of those
Right.
8, yes.
And we finally did get it done, and my wife is now very pleased, and I am as well, that we took the dive and spent the money on long-term care. People procrastinate because they just don't want to write the check.
Well, they also don't want to think about it. It's not a topic. Let's face it, we don't all, wake up in the morning and think, gee, what happens if I'm, disabled? What happens if I need care? I mean, it's something we want to put off in our own minds. We don't even want to think about it. But there are so many perils with procrastination. I mean, the obvious is we get older and it costs more. And a lot of people think there's this cliff where at age 50 or 60 or 70, it just jumps up. And that's not true. It goes up every year in increments. The problem is the increments get bigger and bigger and bigger. So each year is a very costly decision as far as waiting or, I want to think about it.
As you know, I ran an office many, many years ago that was one of the pioneers in long-term health care insurance.
Yes.
And so we had a division in this office that really focused on that because it was a focus of that particular company's market. That's
Right.
what they did, not to use any names or anything. But what I found is there was a percentage, and it was a fairly high percentage of people that couldn't qualify to even get the coverage. And my suspicion is that number has risen over the years. Fewer and fewer people are able to qualify for the coverage, and that's why you don't want to procrastinate. You want to buy it while you can.
Well, and that's a good point because in 2011, we know that about 24% of people ages 60 to 69 got declined.
So 60 to 69, you're
1
supposed
out
to be
of
pretty
4.
healthy still.
1 out of 4.
Yeah, that's heavy, and I guess
Yep.
it gets worse as you get older.
That's right, and only 1 out of 4 of the same age group got a preferred rate if it was available to them. So there's a lot of reasons not to wait, but the other thing is the uninsurable. You don't realize what makes you uninsurable. People think it's something life-threatening. Well, this isn't life insurance. They don't care what kills you. They care what disables you. So it could be osteoporosis. It could be a hip replacement that the doctors recommended that you're putting off for the next 2 years. It could be a degeneration type disease like macular degeneration or
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So here's the thing, and again, most of the people that call us, I just don't want to pay the premium. I mean, let's face it. I talked to John Dean about this. John, could you pony up and spend a couple $100 a month? And he says, no, it's not going to happen to me.
It's the seatbelt theory. Why buckle it? I'm not going to get in an accident.
Now, you and I have sat down and done the mathematics on this many
Yes.
times.
Yes.
And Johnny, you'd be pleased to know that at your young age of 48, is it?
49 now.
Oh, that's right. You had a birthday in the last few weeks. Happy birthday, John.
Yeah, thank you.
At your young age of 49,
Uh-huh.
the premium, let's say the premium is, $150 a month. I'm making these numbers up. And John would say, well, I want to save that $150 a month. And I would say it's going to cost you a lot more than that if you wait until you're 70 years old to buy the stuff, even if you can qualify.
Well, not only that, but there's a pool of money that you buy when you buy long-term care, just like you buy a life insurance amount that after you've paid that first premium, the life insurance pays if something happens to you. The same thing is true with your long-term care. There is a pool of money. You'll never equal the pool of money in the amount of premiums you save. It'll never happen.
I did the calculation. I said, what if Johnny could invest the money in a 4% yielding tax-free municipal bond?
Mm-hmm.
And let's say that he did it from, 50, call it, because he's not going to do it now. We're going to have to work on him for the next year. All right? So John Dean decides to buy a long-term care insurance policy at age 50, and he enters some kind of a facility, a nursing home, or needs home health care, or his wife does, at age 80, 30 years from now. So he had $150 a month stashed away in something, a tax-free municipal bond, for the next 30 years. When I did the calculation the last time for John, in about 238 days, he got all of his money back plus a 4% return.
Not even a full year.
Not even a full year. And when there's a husband and wife, it's even less, because in that pool of money, can they not share each other's pool?
There are plans where they can share if they choose to. That's right. There are lots of options where you can each have your own pool and have a substantial sum of money available for both of you.
So why is it that so many people just flat don't want to buy the stuff?
Well, again, the seatbelt theory, it's not going to happen to me, and the stats say that's not true. 44% of you guys are going to need it.
What were you guys?
Men,
guys? Oh,
men.
men. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I thought you
And
were talking about
72% of
Sicilians
us
for
are
just a
going to
second.
use it. So
The Sicilians don't need it. I've told you this story before. My wife, to this day, still thanks me for getting the long-term care insurance that she bugged me for 3 years to get.
And that's, you bring up another good point, because one of the perils of procrastination is the fact that insurance companies really don't want to raise rates on their existing insurance. They really don't want to do it. So what they do instead is they reduce the benefits but raise the premiums for the new applicants. So over the years, we've lost some significant benefits available to people 15 years ago. You can't buy lifetime benefits on a single plan anymore. There's no 10 pays anymore. In other words, it's paid up in 10 years. I mean, those things are going away. Preferred rates are going away in lots of states with some carriers. I mean, what I would wonder is what's going to go next. Are we going to lose the spousal discount? Are we going to lose the waiver premium? I mean, there's a lot of benefits that we have today that I think might go away for somebody who's going to apply in 10 years.
All right, Lyn Rowe, give them your contact information. If you want to quote, you need to call this number.
800-644-1128.
800-644-1128. Or go to iwantmyltc.com.
Sing that, please.
iwantmyltc.com. Lyn Rowe, thank you for joining us.
Thanks,
We'll be
Ray.
back with your calls right after this.
The Ray Lucia Show.